Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get my mic here. Uh, I, I got. How you guys doing? James here. Um, I want to make a comment on this recent video about what happened down in Ohio, since in fact in Cincinnati, Ohio, with this festival. And I'm gonna show you both sides of what the content creators view. And then once they get done, I'm going to tell you what my experience in Cincinnati was from 2000 to 2006. And I'm going to tell you the real deal. And boy, when I tell you, hold on your hats, because some people really don't know nothing quite about this city.
Let's go down to Cincinnati where they got a music festival, Abe. Looks more like a lynching. Oh wait, no, if it was a lynching, I'd hear about it from the mainstream media press because, of course, they're still talking about 1619. But no, this is a white lynching. So you're not going to hear anything about it. I mean, zero. Deafening silence. Deafening silence on this? This is a brutal video. Go back. Teen youth. There you go. Let's jump on his head. There you go. Jump on his head. Jump on his head. Kick him on the head. Stomp on. Yep. There. Yeah, that's attempted murder where I come from. I know these inclusivity and diversity sanctuary cities with rainbow flags and piss all over the sidewalks. I know they're a slightly different breed. But I think when you try to jump on somebody's head after they've been sucker punched in the back of the head and they're on the ground, yeah, that's attempted murder where I come from. How's this not a lynching? Well, he survived. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, there you go. Bam. There you go. Kick him some more. There you go. Boom. Then somebody grabs that chick's weave every time. So there you go. So here, this woman is getting her leg day in, and someone's gonna grab this magnificent merkin. Bit. Nope. Oh, no, that bitch bone. This alopecia, boys. There's another kick to the head. It took the cops 19 hours to investigate this. 19 hours. So this clip's been up almost an entire day of youth, rowdy youth, trying to kill a dude. Look at this. Insane. And he's not the only one. So they're going to continue to jump on this dude's head we're now approaching a minute. Some more sucker punches. Then some people try to help him up. White people finally make their way over here to help this guy up. And then it's going to take a turn for real stupid. I mean, like, this wasn't already stupid enough. It gets dumb and dumber, boys. It gets stupidier. Watch. Let me cue it up for you. So, nobody's... Again. So, I screwed that all up. Don't look at that shit. Well, you've probably seen this video by this time. So everybody's filming this. And now white people are trying to help this guy up. Some black people, too. Alright, there you go. There's some inclusivity. And this woman over here in this dress, for some reason, is going to then get... Like, don't help him up. How dare you help him up? And now she's going to get sucker punched right here. Watch this. She's going to get sucker punched. That's just crazy. Yeah. How dare you? Boom. 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 Oh, that guy knocks a woman out. Right there. And everybody's filming this because the chief of police came out and the chief of police was like, I can't believe that we live in a civilization where everybody's filming this. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem over here. People filming this. You have a hornet's nest of individuals who are trying to kill people You're jumping on somebody's head. You're trying to kill them. And this woman over here, like she helps them up, and now they're all pissed off. This group over here is pissed off that they still want to kill this guy, right? So how dare you help him up? And so we'll knock a woman out. Look at that. She's like, come on, leave him alone, leave him alone. Bam. That guy right there, boom, knocks her out. And the crowd's laughing. Crowd loves it. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Take that, you stupid bitch. There you go. So she's dead. He's come back for more. Look, there you go. Look. That guy's like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Like, I don't know if it's get out of here, get out of here before the police show. The police ain't gonna show up to this. Please don't care. Please don't care. No. Or hopefully he was like, dude, you just knocked a woman out. Leave her alone. I'm hoping it's that. Let's just lean into that. But the chief of police came out and gave everybody a lecture about this. Lecture said, I can't believe that people would film this. You just saw two people brutally attacked, jumped by a pack of teens. And the problem is that people are filming this. Yeah, people should have stopped it. Yeah, but I mean, listen, a lot of people are thinking, if I get involved in this, I'm going to get shot. But the police aren't going to be anywhere around, because of course the police aren't going to be anywhere around. Here's your chief of police, by the way. 16th Police Chief of Cincinnati, 3 decades with the CPD. Of course, it's a Captain Marvel haircut. Of course. Mother, grandma, law enforcement family. There wasn't anybody else in this family that we could have promoted over here? You gotta get this chunky bitch. Advocate for inclusion! Inclusion! Cincy inclusion! Not that Donald Trump inclusion, though! Not that Donald Trump MAGA conservative inclusion! That's white supremacy! Oh, okay. That's weird. All worried about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Meanwhile, people are being curb stomped downtown at your music festival. This goes on for 2 minutes. They are jumping on a dude's head for almost 2 minutes. And no police. You don't even hear sirens, guys. You hear sirens? No police. It's entire. There's supposedly a music festival that doesn't have any security. That doesn't. You don't beef up law enforcement. I don't know. Every event I've been to, the police are like, oh, there's going to be a shit ton of people here. Let's station a car, right? Well, not this. Where a dude is getting his head kicked in for over a minute. Again, all right. He gets up, he gets back down. And they're still jumping on him. They're all pissed off. Then they beat up a woman. I don't know if that woman's even associated with the dude. Look at this. It's a minute and a half of this dude getting his head kicked in on the ground. You don't hear a siren. And then this woman over here. And she gets some of that. Bam! Attack from behind. Boom! Yeah, there you go. Oh! These dumb idiots laughing and celebrating this. You wonder why your community is a shithole? You wonder why nobody wants to invest in your community? It's white supremacy and racism. There's food debt. Well, this is you're cheering this on over here. You're watching. There are people being murdered on your street. You're like, oh yeah, that's great, celebrating it. But I'm sure he deserved it. 0 AP, 0 Fox, 0 PBS, 0 News. These videos have been up for 19 hours. 19 hours. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. NPR, MSNBC. Nothing. I'm sure the guy deserved it. Willing to bet the white guy said something he shouldn't have. Probably deserved a punch. But if it was truly over words, then stomping on someone's head on the ground is inexcusable. Control your rage. I bet he said a word. I bet he said a magic word. I bet both these stupid honkies said a stupid magic word. Now, what you got over here is you've got an institution that won't cover this. If it was the other race, obviously it would. The cities would be burnt down, right? If it was the other way around, a pack of white lunatics stomping on a black chick's head or a black dude's head. Oh yeah, of course it would. Or so, because this is abhorrent behavior. But when it's white people, it's totally fine because that's what has been promoted. Again, here is your police chief, a diversity, equity, and inclusion hire, who's concerned about inclusion and diversity and equity. How about arrest people? How about arrest people? It's going to take. It took you 19 hours to launch an investigation into this. It took you 19. A dude got his head kicked in on the pavement for almost 2 minutes. There's millions and millions of views for the videos all over the place, and it takes you 19 hours to launch an investigation. You didn't want to launch an investigation. You don't want to arrest people for doing this because you're fine with this happening. Well, fuck you. We're not fine with it. You gotta get that. You gotta get these people arrested, and then you gotta get this chick fired, or you're gonna continue to be at the mercy of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Hey guys, thanks so much.
That's his opinion, but there's more to the story. I'm not excusing it, the behavior of what these people did, but there's more to the story. I'm going.
A group of black people in Cincinnati just jumped a white man, stomping him, kicking him, obviously punching him.
And then you got black people acting a damn fool in downtown Cincinnati. Yeah, I said it. Down.
Since 1962, the city of Cincinnati has hosted the Cincinnati Music Festival. It typically goes down for 3 days, typically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in every varying weekend. And again, it started off in 1962, but originally as the Ohio Valley Jazz Festival. But of course, the demographics of Cincinnati has changed tremendously during that time period, with more of an African-American dominating base, so it changed from jazz to celebrating R&B, soul, funk, and hip-hop. And don't get me wrong, Cincinnati has had its problems like any other city in the Midwest, but this time, something interesting happened. On July 25th, there was a situation that unfortunately went viral.
A group of black people in Cincinnati just jumped a white man, stomping him, kicking him, obviously punching him. I mean, he got up and couldn't even keep his balance, wobbled and fell back down. His face was bleeding. This was specifically a group of black people jumping a white person. On top of that, there was a white woman who was there. She seemed to be trying to stop what was going on, to try to hold people back or whatever, and a black man sucker punches her, dead in the face, knocks her out cold. She's on her back, unconscious. Her eyes are open. Obviously, she's not moving, and there's blood running out the side of her mouth. It's likely the legacy media is not going to cover this, especially a lot of the mainstream media on the left.
Now, the young man here is expressing a fight or a jumping of sorts that happened between a group of whites and a group of blacks. What happened with the whites is that they were much older than the blacks they were fighting. And of course, I can't show you the entire footage because of YouTube's community guidelines, but he is correct. The woman was hit in the face and the white people were beat up pretty bad. I saw the entire footage and yes, it was not nice to look at. But the question was, is it exactly like he said it was?
People been sending me the whole video of the execution beat down downtown at the music fest on the streets. A damn shame. White people, I'ma just tell you right now, man. You better learn how to defend yourself. People got beat down. And I'ma say it like this to those suckers jumping that old man. I don't care what he said. Y'all some suckers. Y'all some chumps. Beating down that old man like he was nothing. You had females jumping in. Then the white lady got straight blasted by a dude, punched her dead in her face. And guess what? No police anywhere.
He's right, you know.
Now, here's a brother that's from the city of Cincinnati, and of course, by looking at the footage or part of the footage, you can be outraged too as a citizen. It's like, hey, you know, this is always happening in the city of Cincinnati or any other black city. Like, you blacks can't get it together. Like, what's wrong with you guys? And of course, you're seeing these young black people, black men and women, beating up on elderly white people, and some of the people were getting hit that were trying to break the fight up. One lady got hit very hard by a black man. It really was uncalled for. But again, he's blaming the individuals, the black individuals, for attacking these quote-unquote good white people. But there was something that he said that, it really caught my attention.
I'm gonna say it like this to those suckers jumping that old man. I don't care what he said. Y'all some suckers.
Now, he mentioned something that's a good argument. I don't care what the white man said. You should have never put his hands on you. Now, I want to say this. When you're arguing with somebody and there might be liquor involved and you're drunk, somebody could say something to you that doesn't make sense. And I agree with his sentiment. Just because somebody says something to you doesn't give you the right to attack them. But what if I were to tell you that something else happened besides words?
So basically, I think either yesterday or the day before, it was a brawl downtown, and it was my people versus these people, and I just don't like what I was seeing on the videos, and just maybe, it could be something else.
Now, this young lady is also upset. She's upset at the black people in Cincinnati, and she was saying, well, from what I saw, it looked bad, but maybe there's something else that I'm not getting.
Damn.
And she's right, because she wasn't getting the whole story. You see, just like anybody else, if I look at the clip, you can be outraged, and so were some of the whites on Facebook. Valerie Winka goes, freaking disgusting, Neanderthal punched an animals! I know she wanted to say something else, but she wanted to keep it clean. She also comments back, was that a black man who cold-cocked the white female? Darcy says yes. Valerie again, hate crime! Alright? I mean, you're just seeing a whole bunch of anonymous participants saying disgusting animals. Elizabeth, she can't believe it. She's saying, what the F? So, again, people are upset about this. But then, Tariq Nasheed posted this. More context to the Cincinnati melee. Reports are saying that a group of what some people allege to be suspected white supremacists were walking around threatening to fight black guys. The crowd initially ignored them until one of the white men slapped a black man. Now, initially, if you can see in just this 2-second clip here, you can see there's a white guy and there's a young black dude that he's somehow trying to get into a fight with. And he's already outnumbered, but the white guy keeps coming forth, right? It appears that after a certain while, they're willing to let him go. They're willing to forget about it. They're actually trying to show him some grace. Until the white guy hits him in the mouth, right? Now, once he hits him in the mouth, 45 seconds later, yeah. At that point, it's nothing but absolute ass whooping. Now, I just want to say this. First of all, when you're fighting somebody and you take it to the point where you're going to put your hands on them, it would really be nice if, and while they're whooping your ass or beating your ass, that at a certain point they would stop. It's nice. Like, I didn't have my ass whooped before too. Like as a kid, I've been jumped before, and at a certain point, like, you want people to just, okay, you got it, right? Now, some of us, after being disrespected, we have enough self-control that if we've been hit or whatever, and we get our lick back, we will leave it alone because the person can't defend themselves anymore or anything like that. However, this is Black America, okay? And so once you decide that you're going to put your hands on somebody, especially if you've been talking trash and maybe there's some racial tensions going on in that day, you're going to have to get, it's going to be cracking. And then you put everybody that's with you in danger mode. We all know this. We all understand this. We know how dangerous men can be. But in this case, they got mopped. Yes. And the white lady, unfortunately, got hit by a dude. It was uncalled for. I understand exactly what you're saying. But at the point that you start a fight, which the white guy did, you can't stop that. And then they're going around not showing the full clip where he clearly slapped a dude and it was more than him. He was by himself. The other people didn't want to fight and couldn't fight, but he did that, all right? So what happens is you get all these videos from a lot of black Cincinnati and a lot of whites basically calling these guys gangsters and criminals and all of this. Cara Brantley, and shout out to Tariq for the screenshot, she got upset at the people calling these young dudes out. She came in and told the truth. Y'all some raccoon, and that's all I'ma say. Y'all about to piss me the F off. I'm about to log out. Those white men walked up talking about how they were gonna fight black guys for 30 minutes. Everybody ignored them. They decided to target Goonie. I guess he like a wink link. It was broken. Now, this must be Goonie. Now, Goonie is much smaller than this white man, right? Okay. So, up those same men y'all crying for then decide to start kicking. Yes, and the white guy indeed was kicking. People's cars again being raced, so another fight breaks out. It gets broken up. Then they decide to run after Goonie again in the street and proceed to jump him, those women included. That's when all hell broke loose. They started it multiple times, and MNFers tried to spare them. S the F up, y'all. Feel bad for everybody, but y'all own, and it's sick as F for real. Brother Warth Mahia says, thank you. She gonna say, Warth, it's pissing me off real bad. A black man get attacked, and somehow MNFers still in the wrong. They slave mentality got them in a chokehold bad.
He's right, you know.
Jack Quee says, I said when I saw a white dude slap dude in the red first, the story was written after that. Exactly. When you decide you're going to put your hands on somebody, they going to send your ass to ass open university and much worse. You're lucky you left with your life, all right? Takara goes, Jack Heath, they let it go after though. Him and his good old pal started kicking people cars, trying to start more ish, shaking my head. Now, again, the whites were still trying to put the narrative from what I saw. A white couple was assaulted by a group of black teenagers at the Cincinnati Music Festival on Saturday night. Such incidents reflect ongoing challenges with violence in certain communities, which some attribute to cultural differences. It's unfortunate that these events occur so often in Cincinnati. Yeah, it is unfortunate that violence in certain communities, like in the white communities, like when y'all be out there drunk, like hitting them for no reason, yes, it attributes to cultural differences when you out there drunk and bothering people. And again, one thing I understand, yes, black people, black Americans, yes, we can start stuff, we can be violent. But what I don't like is the fact like white folks can't do this. Like, are you serious? Some of the most violent mob rioting people in the country is white. What are you talking about? All right? As if they're just perfect citizens and they don't do stuff. White folks got guns, they got everything. They be fighting, they got hands, they got feet. I mean, when they get drunk, it be all kind of stuff moving and everything, and y'all don't say nothing about it. And whenever somebody black do something against somebody white, then obviously it's just the black person's fault. I don't know how many videos that black people have in America of showing just white folks just crashing out, being disrespectful to them, just being racist and all kind of stuff. And I really don't cover stuff like that, but it happens a lot. It's happened to me. And then if a black person responds in a certain way, then all of a sudden that black person is racist. That's one of the reasons why I moved my ass over here to Africa, right? I mean, I just got tired of explaining those things, and I didn't want to make a channel dedicated to calling out, like, white supremacy, but, like, sometimes white folks, like, with some of y'all stuff that they do and talk about, it's not really making sense, all right? Whenever white people start something, and then they get their ass whooped, or something happens, then it's a problem. Like, no, yes, sometimes white people start problems, too, and then black people defend themselves, and yes, can it go overboard? Absolutely. It went overboard this time. But if you wouldn't have went overboard, it wouldn't have went overboard. It was clear as day that those young black people were trying to show restraint. All right? And they were. But you kept antagonizing them. So you keep, kicking at the horse, it's going to kick you back. And you can't decide how hard it's going to kick you back. And I saw the full video, and so they were not in the wrong. So, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea D. Jackson.
Okay. So we see both sides' story. Both side stories have some points and some good points, and made some good good observing the whole deal. Now I'm gonna give you my point of view. I lived in Cincinnati from 2000 to 2000, early 2000, which was around about April 2000 to when I moved here to Columbus, Ohio. It was back in 2007. Let me tell you about Cincinnati, because Do you have? I've come. There's some issues of race down there. I was down there when the Timothy Thomas situation popped off, and there was a couple other incidents that popped off down there. Yes, you do. I've come across some racist white people. Down there. That's true. I have never been attacked by some racist white people, and I just stay clear from them. But on the other hand, when it came to the black people, this is a whole different ballgame. When you go down to Cincinnati, they don't know you. Let's say you move down there, and unless you got some relatives down there, you black. It's almost like you got to check in, because they get very paranoid and they think that you're trying to set some new game up down, if you know what I'm talking about. They down there, that particular part of the city, I almost got jumped down there, and I almost got jumped one time for just meeting a female down there who I met online. I should have known better. And it turned out to be a good date anyway. So I go down there, I'm walking down the street, I'm looking up at the building. Apparently, I'm looking at the building. I'm not looking at the person. Because you know how some black people get. You look at them and think that you want to fight them, or you starting something. This was the case when it was down there. And it had to be some young people at that time did the same crap. And I'm just minding my business, and they come trying to approach me in an aggressive, assertive manner. I said, dude, I ain't down here for nothing like that. I'm down here to meet somebody. This is near over the Rhine. So, and probably not too far from that area. And I didn't know you had to have somebody. And I told my mother, my stepdad, who was living at the time, and his son, and them at the time, he said, well, maybe you would have took me, that wouldn't happen down there, blah, blah, blah. But what the point of it is, why did I have to take somebody just to walk into a freaking neighborhood? And that was one instance, so they about ready to jump me. And I ain't, I'm just down there just to meet somebody. Second time that this happened, I'm working in downtown as a security guard at the city hall. And across the street was a donut place, right? This black chick who worked in the donut shop at the time, she was real nasty. I mean, just real ignorant and nasty. And I didn't think much about it because the door was open. She come and grabbed the door because it ain't open yet. I'm like, okay. So I just waited. So when the white people walked in, she ain't say nothing to them. And I walked out my donut and I never walked back over there. And I'm like, damn, what was called for that? I didn't know that the door. I thought the door was open. I'm thinking it was already open. We ain't ready. I mean, she just real nasty. No, you need to understand about this. The third incident happened. I'm walking down the street, and I'm just happy. This dude rolled up, older black gentleman rolled up on me and saying, motherfucker, mother F, I should kick your butt. I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? I'm just walking down the street. I ain't making no eye contact with somebody. And it kind of made me kind of nervous. Like, what, like, I ain't doing that to you. Like, and I'm not the kind of person that go looking for trouble. I'm not the kind of person that go, purposely go into the neighborhood. I wasn't around that kind of lifestyle. I don't know somebody in that lifestyle. But apparently, you can't even walk through it. And I'm talking as a black person. Now, I know they got their own point of view. I understand that. The white dude, he had his point of view. O'Shea had his point of view. But let me tell you someone who lived in Ohio. I've lived in Cincinnati. I know this personally. Another time. Oh boy. It gets even gooder. So I'm working for this is a company I was working for, an event down there. We do an event down in Kentucky. And I tell you, so I'm thinking we all working together, and you know how they, the people that go and they watch the stands, the people in the yellow shirts you see. So after the event, the event go on and go on. Usually they tap you on your shoulder, and you want to go get a 15-minute break and go fit. So it's okay. Usually the guy come back around. Towards the end, I didn't even know that the security team was pulled off until I'm the only person standing in the stand. Nobody come over and say, "Hey man, go over and tell that dude that we about to go back. The event's over." I had to find out, and I had to walk out and say, "Hey, I got on the bus? Why did someone tell me that the thing was over?" These people the people from Cincinnati no one looked at me. No one didn't say a thing. I'm like, wow, really? Not one person could have came over and told me that the event was over. And I'm working with you as a team. Not one individual could just tell, "Hey, bro, we about to go back." Ignorance. This is the kind of most ignorant stuff I've dealt with down there. So then there was another time when I first moved down there. I'm living in these apartment buildings in Madisonville, right? Madisonville is like on the outskirts of Cincinnati. So this is my first time living down there, coming down from Youngstown, Ohio. I get down there, right, and I'm coming back from the store one night, maybe because I sat in the car, and I wasn't paying attention to these young dudes. And luckily, my mother's friend had a son that was younger than me, and he had to grab my back because they were thinking about jumping me, because they thought. And I said, why would they want to jump on me? I'm in my little. I ain't making much money. I got a little old ass car. It's not an up to date car. It's like back in like late '90 model car. So I'm not thinking much about it. And so it's like, luckily he had to grab my back and say, "Hey, if you that's my cousin over there. If you got a problem with him, you're gonna have a problem with me." So they kind of backed away. He let me know about that. It made me mad that I said, "Do I have to go?" I had to tell some coworkers when I was working at the airport, "I'm gonna have to go get a gun." And they said, "James, my God, James, you gotta do something like that." And again, these some black folks. These ain't white people doing this shit. I've encountered some racist incidents, but I've been called the N-word when I went over to Kentucky one time. I got pulled over by police a couple times. One time from a Cincinnati police. Usually I got issues with some of the police in the outer urbs. I didn't get so caught with the police in Cincinnati at that time. This is early 2000s, right? And but yeah, man, it's like they got a mentality down there, and I'm not the kind of person that I'm not one of these black people just been born and raised in the suburb. I've been in the hood. I've been in different hoods around Ohio. But Cincinnati is one of the places you do not. If you ain't from down there, you ain't got no cousin, you ain't got no friend. These Negroes work on a low vibrational frequency down there, for real, straight up. I've been to Cleveland. I got people in Cleveland. I've been to Akron. I've been to Warren. I've been to Dayton. I'm in Columbus here, and even maybe some parts of Toledo. Nobody don't mess with you unless you go into the wrong type of neighborhood and look for something. But even if you looking at somebody, they ain't gonna try to approach you aggressively because you looking in direction or thinking that you are scared, so they're gonna try to intimidate you because this nigga act like someone's scared of you. This is the kind of mentality these young people have got. This is just being, and I told them they thought it was, and then my white coworkers were shocked that it has nothing to do with color, because even black people got problem with other black people, and it's like, my goodness, are you sick? Now what the dude did was wrong. He shouldn't, he was belligerent. They should, if they was out there doing that, I totally agree. He shouldn't have put his hands on dude, and if they was out there doing something like that, they should use some common sense, get the heck up out of there. Somebody should have grabbed him and said, "Hey, hey, stop, somebody, and hopefully there was somebody, even somebody white would say, hey, it's not a good idea. Don't do this. Let's go. Because these folks got some issues. I'm telling you, y'all don't y'all don't. Cincinnati is a whole different beast out of Ohio. Trust me, and I lived there, and that's why I moved here to Columbus. Since I've been in Columbus, only thing I had to worry about some people breaking in my car, which is just about as bad. But I ain't never felt like that here. Like being around other black people and other people that got some sense. Now I know some black people. I said not all of us act like this. I was at an event and I put in my video, the Black Expo. That was the first time in my life as a black person I felt comfortable at around my people who had some sense, and everybody had a good time. There was police, there was security there. There was a few white people there. Nobody jumped on them. They didn't say anything out of pocket. In fact, there were white people walking past. But guess what happened? It was some young people that the same day the community was having something 3 blocks over, and it had to be some young people that looked like us was causing a freaking melee. They had to shut the event down over some dumb stuff. They was causing problems. So now they had to shut the event down. But look, same day we have, and I say ain't that, and it was just for the community. Everybody, it was a perfect day for everybody to come out. It's something like some of these people don't have home training. They don't have, they in the neighborhood. I don't know. They act like they just, you got a certain element that just want to act wild. They just sent these 2 black dudes that started some trouble in the bar about 2 years ago. And they hit this black dude who was a bartender in the face because they were raising up problems. They said, hey, bruh, can you, we asking you, can you leave? And they got all up in their feeling. And man, what you gonna do? Probably say, what you gonna do? Right in front of some, probably showing out in front of white people. So the dude stepped outside, and they show him on camera. They squaring up. Same situation happened to this woman. Now, man to man, and there's always some punk that come on. One of them sucker punched him. He fall down. And this was a black dude. Hit another black dude. Fall. Same situation with the white female. He was a bartender trying to tell them to go because they were causing problems in this mixed, mostly white bar. So he ended up passing away because 2 ninjas did this stuff like this. They got some time. Not only that they got time, the bar got sued. The family got. So he was a young black father. Everybody loved the dude, man. He wasn't what they call a coon. He's just an outright guy. But you have some low vibrational black people that do this stuff, and you can't. And them the ones that come up in there start some crap. It's like. And it's the same low vibrational black people that go on the doggone cruise, that Carnival cruise, and they don't know how to control their temper. They get to feeling themselves, and they messed up for all of us now. So now, and I'm not saying that, and it's true. There's some white people that do act a fool. Don't get me wrong. O'Shea pointed that out. That's true, but that does happen, and they get dealt with. But this stuff, as I can tell you firsthand, from my point of view, living in Cincinnati, and I live down there. They are a different breed of people, and I'm from Ohio. I can tell you, being from Ohio, we have our incidents here. Yes, you might have the same incident, but trust me, I've been in the flats. And you see people go fighting back in the day. Downtown Cleveland, people, some melee, it don't be too much of melee. It be 1-on-1, and that's it. Some 2 dudes square up and they fight. That's it. You see people fight, just keep on going. But most people ain't down there fighting, scrapping, and it'd be a good mixed crowd of people. You know, like I said, there's been some white dudes down there fighting. Let's be that get a little drunk and they get to feeling themselves. I totally agree with that. But on the other hand, you know, when we do something, it comes to us. It take it to it be weapons, guns, and everything else over some dumb stuff. I mean, seriously, do they fight in a rock and roll country bar? Yeah, they all fight, but ain't nobody gonna whoop out a weapon unless it was like only a couple incidents happen, like they do here. Is there been a couple, like 2 or 3 incidents that probably happened? But it's not like it's a freaking melee, and somebody get to feeling themselves. I mean, no matter what race, it's just not good to go out no more anyway. Around unless you're in a family environment, and be around people that can conduct themselves. You know, but you always got that low vibrational element that people come around, and that's the truth. So, the backup on that one side, yeah, you got some white people that do. There are some elements of racial problems down there. Yeah. But the 19 hours, I kind of agree, that was kind of long. But when the people were trying to break it up, young people get to feel themselves. Oh man, they represent my niggas. They get all pumped up. I know what I can only imagine what down. And once you down, leave it alone. You okay? Everybody come in and take a hit at it. It's crazy, man. So my advice is to stay away from that environment. I guess when you get older, just you gotta watch your surroundings, and that's what I learned in the end. And when I told what happened with me, people were kind of surprised, like, "Wow!" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't bother everybody. Nobody don't. No, I don't bother nobody. I'm not in that kind of lifestyle. You don't have to be." But they think that they think if you're not in that lifestyle, you don't come out serve aggressively and have a certain, I guess, demeanor, swag about yourself. They're gonna test you. Black people be the first one to test other black people. They will come against them. If you talk like you have some English and bad skills, there's something wrong with you. You ain't from the hood, you ain't no swag and nigga, swag. I mean, if you ain't talking like that, yeah, I'm telling you, man, you ain't talk. They think something wrong with you. I'm serious. It comes back to us. And sometimes, but I did. That was the first time the Black Expo was the first. I said, and it's so sad that happened at that. It's a good festival down there. But when you get some young people that get to feel themselves, you get people get to feel themselves, alcohol just don't mix. And even down there, when we was at the Black Expo, they had security, they had Nation of Islam, so nothing to jump off down there. I'm like, man, I felt safe. And that was the first black event in Columbus, Ohio, that even though the nonsense went on with the taco event, I didn't even go to they have what they call, sort of like they call the red, white boom here. I don't even go to that. Because it's like sometimes these young people, it be the young people who starting shit. And they don't know how to control themselves. And then that's why they have to double up on police force. And they crack down. They have sky drones and campers and horseback in Columbus, Ohio. But that day something went wrong with the taco situation. And there was some young people doing some hood rat stuff. And when somebody, oh man, they flip the story. No, this is what happened. They start feeling themselves. They start getting cocky. But when someone put the smoke on them, it's like it's race. And sometimes it ain't just race. It's just personality conflict. Their personality. Because some people are not. There's some racist people, yeah. But some cases not just race. It's just that some people can't conduct themselves around other people, and in whatever neighborhood they live in, whatever environment that dysfunctional, nigga, they bring it right around us. I'm telling you, that's what they do. They don't know how to keep it in the neighborhood. Not everybody want to see all that. Not everybody want to be around all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Keep that stuff and go into another neighborhood, another city. If that's your kind of mentality, leave it over there. Don't bring it around. Some people don't want to be around. I can't stand that kind of vibrational mentality. I'm be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And like they said, with the Pookies and as they say, Pookies and Ray Rays and Shenanigans in them, with the 15 colored hairs and weaves. You know what I'm saying? They're the kind of people. That's the truth. But there's some of us black people, we got some sense. And we know not to go around them people. Because they know we ain't got no damn sense. Now, like I said, what the white guys did, if that happened, they were wrong with putting their hands on the young man. But on the other hand, when they seen the man was beat down, someone was trying to restrain him. Like, hey, let's not, okay, you got your licks in, he's down. But you got to take out the whole freaking unit. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, sometimes from what I'm telling you, be careful if you're down in Cincinnati, Ohio. Some of the people on some low vibrational frequency, and you will when you go down in that city, you will feel that environment. You go downtown, you feel it. I don't know what it is. It's one of the cities you feel it like something about this city. I remember a woman even said that when she flew over. When she got over Cincinnati, she felt some kind of vibe over it. It wasn't good. I'm telling you. So I'm just saying. I mean, you can go by all means go down there. But those of you who are sensitive in the spirit, you know what I'm talking about. When you get over that city, you feel it. Trust me, and it will manifest itself in them people. Trust me. I live down there. I know personally. All right then, guys. Take care, and hopefully the lady come out all right. We got knocked out, by the young man. I hope everything worked out all right. But yeah, be careful when you go in these cities. And if your friend got a friend, learn to stay up, keep it moving. Don't make no eye contact with them or nothing. That's the way to stay safe, because some people are just in this place like this. They hot on the edge. They look for something, and that's the key to survival. Have your good time and leave. All right then. So be careful in where your travels, and stay out in low vibrational areas near cities like that, just for safety reasons, because you never know what you're going to come across. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video. Like and subscribe.